What's up, everybody? This is Vera, also known as Jared for Vera. And today, I'm addressing particular people who know who they are, and they are the reincarnated biblical characters, like myself, who have incarnated again onto the earth, who at one point in time were some sort of associates of Yeshua, who's more commonly known today as Jesus Christ. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're one of the lay party who are not one of these people who I'm actually addressing, then you might want to watch my other videos, introducing the reincarnated saints or any variation of those. I have multiple different interviews with different people on that subject, and I have one just featuring myself where I kind of give the story of how I came to understand that I am a reincarnated version of Simon Peter. and there's other videos. There's another video. Watch. I don't remember what the other video is, but there's another video too. But there are other videos you can watch to get a better understanding of what I'm saying right now. So let's see. Well, there's a couple of reasons why I'm making this video for you guys, and one of the main one is for clarification of certain things. I did not, when I entered the schooling period that I'm in, or also known as the Diasporic Period, I did not understand certain things. And for the longest time I've been calling this place the Twin Flame School, and it's not what it is. It's not the Twin Flame School. There really is actually no name for it. And then there really no name that you can kind of really give it, in a way. That's why I just call it the Diasporic Period, because it does give a pretty good explanation of what's happening. So, that's what God told me to, or I guess that's what he was, or it, instead of saying he, that's what it was using, the word that it was using through the channeling that I've been getting basically this entire time. And so, let's break it down. I'm tired, so I'm sorry, but so I entered this schooling period, and it's just craziness. And there's just different phases of what I'm thinking is happening, and who's responsible for it. These different influences on my brain and on my body, and in my emotions and my thoughts and whatever else, basically on my entire being. And that's just the aspect of the school. Whatever I'm thinking, I talked about this in my post that I sent you guys, some of you guys, or most of you, I guess, and the video that I sent to a few of you, about how this, one of the part of the school is learning about the fourth dimensional realm, and there's an aspect of that where your beliefs become your reality far more, I guess, fluently. And so, everything that I'm thinking is just being confirmed, that's what it is, as a truth, even when it's not. And so, there is kind of a deceptive kind of thing that's going on. And, all the craziness that I talk about what's all these different things that are happening in this school, which is the word that I'm getting, but I guess that's what it is. whatever. I mean, I'm learning things, so you know, I guess it's a school, but it's just, you know, it seems like all this, you know, like how could this even be? Like, what is going on, and whatever else might be going through your minds, and that all the crap that's happening is just, that is the level of schooling that this is. It is. So eventually, what it came to is that okay. So this is what happened. I was just, like I said, just going through it, and I finally just got to the point where I got tired of not having answers. Just, you know, constantly asking what's going on, how is this possible? You know, why would this even be happening to me or to anyone? And, you know, just give me the details and understanding of what I'm going through. And so finally, you know, Source comes through and lets me know that it is Source itself, and nothing below Source that is dealing with me. And you know, I had been asking that basically the whole time and not getting any answer. At least apparently, not an answer that I could perceive. But it, you know, it came at the right time when it needed to, and you know, I finally got the answer. And you know, one of the things that God is telling me, or Source, whatever you want to call it, is telling me is that, you know, there's no way that it would have compromised the integrity of the school and the challenge level of it if I was told that's who is responsible for this in the beginning or any time earlier, because you know, it would have just been so much more easy. It would have been, I would have been a lot more comfortable with the idea that I'm under, you know, in a sense, discipleship or a student of God and not some other higher being but lower being than God. You know, that I would have been kind of, you know, I was kind of pissed off at that when I was thinking that that's what was going on. And so you know, I know that there's a lot of different things going through people's minds as they're reading this, and I know everyone has their own opinion. I'm pretty sure there are basically just as many opinions about what's happening as there are people that I'm speaking to. So you know, I mean, you might believe it, you might not. I mean, I know there's all kind of crap going through your mind right now, and you know, especially those of you who have some sort of spiritual or religious or ideological, I guess, foundation. Because one of the things that we learn on basically any side of spirituality is that, you know, God and the higher beings in the higher realms don't just come down and mess with people and do crazy stuff and manipulate people's minds and all this other stuff, and especially not to in a way that makes you seem just like a person with a mental disorder, which is completely the most kind of, I don't know. I mean, how do you escape from that? How do you get around that? You know, if you're telling people that you're experiencing these things that basically for the last hundreds of years has been called a mental disorder, and add up to and align with every single thing that the mental disorder is saying that it is, then what do you have? A mental disorder, or it has a mental disorder been something else the entire time? You know, it's one of those things. And so, you know, like I said, you know, what the hell is happening? And of course, like I said, the other ideologies in religion and understandings are kind of going to come to this place where it's like, God's not doing this. There's no way that it's God because God doesn't do this, and whatever, blah blah blah. So when it comes down to it, it's just like, okay, in my understanding, and even in the truth of spirituality, or rather than saying the truth, I would say in a kind of, I guess, more closer understanding of spirituality to what I understand as being spirituality or reality, actual reality, is the people who understand on the level that I understand still don't even really understand, because no one in the world or rather than say no one in the world, there's not very many people in the world that even hear of anything like this happening at all. They're not even considering the fact that God even interacts with human beings in this way, and on this level. So even people that I talk to that are even in my own community are kind of confused about even the idea of this happening. And like I said, that's just the level of schooling that this is. And so let me see what I'm saying. So, but I understand it though, and it makes sense to me, because one of the things is that, and this is something that I'm actually learning, and there's a reason why I'm learning it, is because no other being in the entire creation has the authority. They have the ability and the capacity to, or rather they have the ability to do and perform the types of things that I'm experiencing here. They do not have the authority. They don't have the permission to do it. Only God can do it, and is doing it, at least as far as I know. Because it's a complete violation of the laws of love that kind of hold this reality together. And so, that to that extent, it makes sense to me. And it does give me far more clarity about all the things that I've been going through for the past, however long. Because, when you're dealing directly with God, it's like what can't be possible, and one of the things that I'm seeing is that God is very much so in tune. Not saying in tune, but I mean in tune. It's very much so interactive with our reality and with us, very, very much so. And so I guess that's basically what they're trying to say, is that this is not the twin flame school. It's a school that just God has with me. Now, as far as other people who with schizophrenia, or who have been deemed schizophrenic, who are actually not, there's no such thing. I don't know what's happening. I have no idea. It could be, I think, one of two things. It could be the same thing that's happening with me, or it could be that higher beings have been given permission to do these things to their to these people, or with these people. And so it's being confirmed that God is literally doing this to 700,000, give or take a few 100,000 people, or a few thousand people, in the world. So that's what's happening. So I gotta make a video about that for them later. Hell of a video. So anyways, so you guys, my friends and everyone else that I've been talking to basically this entire time, so this is my thing. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know, if you care about being a saint or a disciple or whatever. I don't know if you believe it, or if you don't want to believe it, or if you're not allowed to believe it, because of whatever understanding you have. If you're afraid to believe it, whatever. It doesn't matter, because it's true and there's nothing you can do about it. And when it comes down to it, in the end of the day, there's not going to be anything that you want to do about it. So, That's just me being straightforward and just getting that out of the way. But let's do this. When you think about yourself and your life up until this point, every single last one of us have a similar things about them. For example, every single one of us, I know that all of us for the last year especially have been going through it, and we've been trying our asses off to get on our feet and try to make something happen in our lives, and the shit is just not happening. Why? Because of who we are. Because we are particular people who are for the first, and right now we're experiencing what it's like to be the last. We're experiencing these trials because we're strong, and we can experience these trials, and we need to learn something, and so we're learning right now, and so we're going through it so we can strengthen ourselves. And we are the last right now on the earth, and we will be the first. So we are the first, and we are the last, and we are the last, and we're going to be the first when Yeshua comes down. And so, that's kind of our pay, in a sense, for, really kind of not being able to do anything. Because we have the talent, every single last one of us has something, intelligence, talent, something that we can offer the world, but the world is just not taking it because it's not time. We have literally aligned our reality so that we cannot do anything until a particular time. Every single last one of us, if you think about it, for whatever reason, you've known something is different about you. For some reason, you're different than the other people around you. Even me and Ryan and Daquan and Bobby and K and G, and we all, even when we were together, we even knew that we were different than each other, and we knew that the people around us at McDonald's or whatever, wherever we were, and the people that we hung around that really kind of weren't part of our group, they were different. There's something else about them, and there's something about us for whatever reason. And that's again because of who we are. And that's not to take away anything from anybody else around the world. I'm not saying that we're special and they're not. That's not what I'm getting at. Why do you know that you're just cool? For whatever reason, you just know that there's something cool about you. There's something that you, for whatever reason, even though it's kind of a judgmental and negative thing that we do, when we like, man, what, these idiots out here, these fools, why do these people, I don't know, they just talk and just say nonsense and whatever else, and we have this kind of, I don't know, self-righteous perspective about ourselves to some extent that we might not want to admit or might not be aware of. But we just know that other people, in the sense, have kind of a lesser, I don't know, way or behavior, and that's not, and again, that's not true, but it is in appearance definitely something that, I don't know, something that is, I guess, how should I say it? I want to say it in truth. It is something that is occurring within the illusion of reality. Some people being better than other people, or rather, it's all about tone, and I guess it depends on your perspective of what I'm saying. I'm not better than a guy who is out on the street and he's just lazy and doesn't want to do anything, and he's begging for money, and then he goes and does dirty stuff on the side too, but I'm better than that person at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's basically where I'm going with that. And just like I said, it doesn't matter who you are, even if you're Janae or Shamika or Kiwin or anyone that I'm addressing right now. you know what I'm saying. There's something about you that's not the same as everybody else, and there's a reason for that. So again, and I've said this to a few of you, that I can sit here and say this all day long, and it won't mean jack until something happens. And it won't mean anything until something happens. And in November, Jesus or Yeshua is gonna come down here, and Angelina is gonna arrive, and the Galactic Federation of Light is gonna come to the Earth, and then we'll get everything started. So the only reason I'm doing this, I don't even have to do it at all. The only reason I'm doing it is because I don't want this stuff to just happen and everyone just be like discombobulated and not know anything that's going on. Especially, the people who I'm just now, getting to, So I would think that it would be a disservice to just let you just completely be blindsided by the immensity of what's about to happen. And so, people, I know as soon as I say Yeshua is going to come in November, people are like, no, the Bible says blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say that, because what the Bible says is that no man knows the hour that this is going to happen. I don't know the hour. I know the month, and I maybe can possibly know the week when God lets me know. But, it says what it says, and we know that it just says what it says. It means what it says, especially when it comes to that. So, that's that. And that's it. So, just stay tuned, and I hope that you receive this well. And I'll be seeing you guys around.